What up, guys? Dr. Vic here. You're listening to another episode on the Mindful Experiment. Excited to have you here and on for a nice, short, but quick, to the point, no fluff, no BS concept that I cannot wait to share. Before I do that, if you are a business owner, an entrepreneur, or you're looking to start up your own business in some way, shape, or form, I have a workshop coming up on January 31st that is going to talk all about the 3 secrets of breaking that are 3 secrets to avoid and prevent burnout. Now, with that being said, this is something that's an epidemic in the business world. Forbes came out and said it was 60% of the leadership is burned out and 44% of the workforce is. I think those numbers are low based on my experience as a chiropractor and what I did and how I evaluated patients. So that being said, it's going to be a 7 o'clock live masterclass. Now I'm giving over $300 worth of value because I really, really, really want to help entrepreneurs thrive in 2023, live to your potential and so much more. And so I'm offering an ebook. I got a couple of classes I'm putting into that mix, and it's only for the first 20 business owners or entrepreneurs that sign up for the workshop. So you can find the link immediately on top of our show notes. Go ahead and register for it. We're going to be going live that Tuesday night, and I promise you it's going to be an eye-opener because I'm going to share how to break and prevent from burnout, how burnout affects us. And then when we work with the things I'll share and how to, the 3 secrets, what does that relate to in doubling, tripling, quadrupling your business, and how to scale and grow, not just business-wise, but also personal and so much more. So get registered because it's only the first 20. Today's topic is something that I've had a conversation a couple times about, and I thought this was critical for it's been a message I've been sharing with a lot of clients. And it's one of those things where after things come up after a while, it's kind of like, man, maybe I should talk about that a little bit. Maybe I should bring that up. I said, hey, why not bring it to the podcast? I feel like this is going to resonate for you guys also. And it's going to really help you really attract the life that you're choosing. Okay. Because in life, we really attract things. We don't go after it as much as we think we do. Our ego wants us to think that we do all this work to make this all a reality. But in real truth of what we know now through quantum physics, that is so not true. It's the energy we project into the field that attracts it into our life. And that's a game changer. This is the basis of my coaching. This is what I teach. Eventually I may call myself, and let me know. Let me know what you guys think. Send a message to me on social media if you're listening to this, and I want to hear what you think. How does a quantum business coach sound, or a quantum mindset coach, or I'm just feeling like that's my realm of what I teach, and I work with a lot of my clients on. I just had another client recently who was talking about how he feels that his whole life is changing for the better. It's weird how it's happening because business-wise is going better now. He has clarity in the business. There's some things going on personally and in relationships that is just like, it's just happening. Like things attracting certain people, and people are saying things to me. It's a whole different game, right? But I've heard this many times before, and I've had clients over and over when they get to this point, which it takes about 3 to 6 months on average, what I notice. Is they get to this point and they're like, man, just everything's different. Like the response, the reactions, everything I'm experiencing in life is totally different. I don't know why though. Like, it's not just my business. It's not just work. It's not just this. Like I had issues with, let's say my spouse for a while, and all of a sudden my marriage is just getting better. I don't get it. Like we're excited more with each other. Things like we're fresh again, and that again comes back down to the principles of what quantum physics talks about, which is your energy. You have to understand how these principles work. And so what I wanted to share with you guys today is twofold. The first thing is going to be is that whatever you focus on is what you're going to attract and expand in your life. So that's wherever mind goes is where expansion exists, where focus goes. That's where energy is going to flow. And so what do you pay attention to? Right? If you look at your life, let's look at it from a health perspective. Let's look at it from mindset, money, business. If you have a business, if not career, if not that, and you're a stay-at-home mom, hey, don't worry, that works too. That's a business in itself. 90 something hours a week on average is what stay-at-home moms work. And it's one of those things where when you look at all these different factors, you from a thought process and where you focus, where you give your attention to, be real honest with yourself. Where does it go? Where does it go with money, right? One of the things I shared a reel one time, and it was very popular, is I talked about how The reason why you're still in debt and you don't make money and you're not thriving is because you focus on debt, lack, scarcity, and so much more. You're focusing on pay. And some people say, I don't focus on scarcity. I don't focus on that. There's an abundance of finances. Okay. Then what do you focus on? Well, I want to clear my debt. So what are you focusing on? Dang it. Dang, you're right. My debt. I was like, You're thinking of clearing your debt. Don't think of clearing your debt. Think of growing more money. Think of focusing on how much making more money and having more money. Those kind of things. That's where you want your focus at. Because remember, wherever your focus goes, energy goes. Wherever energy goes, manifestation grows. Mind creates expansion on things because it focuses on stuff. So that's the first premise that you want to make sure you're keeping being mindful of that process so that it can allow you to shift your life, because all things start with thought. Thought is actually its actual vibrational frequency. It exists. A thought is something like physical matter. Not saying it is physical matter because it's actually not invisible, but it has a frequency. Okay. The second part of this is I want you that when you're looking at attracting things into your life, because we understand that from quantum physics, we are quanta, all things stemming, all things in the physical world attach and exist, pull in or connect to the quantum world. Okay. That invisible world. It all stems and comes from there. Everything, and this is spiritual truth, like spirituality, ancient wisdom stuff used to say all the time. All things happen from non-physical first before it becomes physical. So like, for example, when I was learning energy healing, they said if you broke your arm, they would say that the energy field first was weakened, and then it allows for that to be a potentiality to happen. And I know this may sound crazy for some, but it's one of those things where, again, all non-physical to physical. Well, quantum physics has shown that. It has proven that. Everything in the physical world is a manifestation at a different vibrational frequency that gives it its physical properties, the molecular structure that aligns it to what it is. So that being said, right? So when we look at then our life, whoever you want to be, remember, a lot of my teaching is universal. And I like universal because I like to approach it in different ways. Plus, I work with business owners and I've worked with 22 different professions. So sharing these principles on a universal level can help in so many ways. But not only that, I've helped with relationships. I've helped with, growing obviously business and money, but I've also helped with their health. And I'm not saying from a chiropractic standpoint, from a mindset standpoint on that, to address and look at things in ways and situations and perceptives to allow to make those changes from the energetic standpoint first. So here's how that works. Okay. Our mind is actually, we can time travel. Now, so you may say, Doc, you can't time travel. Well, actually you can. Think of something in your past. Think of who you want to be in the future, or think of an event you have in the future. Yay, you just time traveled. Okay. So we do that all the time with our mind. So when you're looking at who you want to become, that future self, what does that look like? Okay. You can think of the house, the car, the money, the this, the that. I'm not talking about that. Who is that person and how are they being? So for example, how do they think? How do they react? What emotional mood are they in? How do they feel about the day every day? Do they start with scarcity in your past, thinking it's today? And the feelings of the past, bringing it in today? Or is it something that they see into the future and abundance and excitement for every single day? Like, what's their energy and how are they vibing every day? You hone in on that. And that's going to be the game changer for you in your life. Because when you hone in on the vibe of your future, what you're doing is you're closing the gap. Okay. And the more you can stay in that place, the more you can hold that energy, the more you can focus on that and get crystal clear, the easier it becomes in your life because your mind starts to build wiring to that to understand and know what that is. The second thing is you're building a stronger signal. You're creating a different electromagnetic field to emit out into the field to attract more of what it is that you want to experience. This is law of vibration that leads to law of attraction. So you're setting the vibe, the tone, the frequency of who it is that you're going to be. And then once you get into that frequency, the law of attraction is going to attract then what it is you want to experience. And then from there, when you do all that correctly and you focus on that vibe as much as you possibly can, it's a lot harder than you think, then the law of manifestation happens, which means it goes from non-physical to the physical realm. And that's when you see it experiencing in your life. That's how it works. But there's a time to this, okay? There's the law of gestation. All things take time in the physical world. We live in a 3D reality. We're in time and space continuum. So that means we have to go through some space, some part of time and some part of space to catch up to what you projected into the future, because you create that. The other thing about projection into the future from a neuroscience perspective is your brain can't tell the difference between what you put in your mind as visualization or imagination and what your future life is compared to what's your physical reality. It doesn't know the difference. So if you're like, Doc, I can't think about being a millionaire. I'm barely making it by, or I'm living at home, or I'm a week away from being homeless. Your brain doesn't know the difference if you think about being a millionaire, or if you're thinking that you're homeless. It doesn't know. It has no difference. It does not know the difference. So the key is, why don't you use that to your advantage and create the visualization of what it is you want to experience, what you choose to experience, and then who's that person you have to become? Who's that person you have to be? How do they think? How do they react? How do they feel every single day? How do they view the day? When you start to understand this, you'll start to change your tone, you change your vibrational frequency. And then what people call, and my clients have called this before too, miracles, which I'm like, it's not a miracle. It's just you doing your thing. You've trusted the process. You've shifted your vibe. That is the game changer. This can be massively huge in your life if you really commit to this for 2023. I can tell you that if you do the work properly, promise you that if you do the work properly, it will shift. And like I said, 3 to 6 months is when I work with clients to where they get to that point where they shift. And when the shift happens, it's absolutely amazing. Some take a little longer. Some have gotten there even shorter. I've had some clients on one call totally shift. So everyone's different. But at the end of the day, when you can really do that, it is a game changer for you and your life, and you'll attract more of what it is you choose to experience. You're choosing anyhow, but it's more consciously choosing, I should say. This is consciously living in this way to really create and transform your life. That's what I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it. Please do me a favor. There is a survey in the notes I'm looking for topics from you guys. I really want to create more topics and attract. I'm going to be starting to, we have not booked a recording for interviews since April last year, 2022. We are coming to the point where finally getting caught up with all our recordings. We have about a couple months left. And with that being said, I am going to be looking for different guests. But I want it to be from you guys, topics that you're looking for and you want to learn from. And then I already have a list of like 30 something guests already lined up. And I want to know what it is that you guys choose. You're going to determine what this podcast goes through. This is the community I'm creating for 2023. And I need your help with this. So you can reach out to me on social media. I have all my links in the show notes, whatever your platform you use. Let me know, fill out that survey, choose topics that interest you, that you want to learn more of. Doesn't matter what it is, just put them in there. I will find people to interview that are experts in those fields if I don't know it. Does that sound good? So do that for me. Second thing is, subscribe to the podcast already. What are you waiting for? Get out there, subscribe, enjoy it. Any questions you have, please let me know. But pay it forward if you really enjoyed this episode to someone who you know can benefit. And then last but not least, if you enjoyed the podcast, do me a huge favor, write a review. It really helps us get out there more and serve our mission and vision of what it is here at the Mindful Experiment. So thank you. As always, if you're a business owner, check out the workshop. Go get registered. Top 20 only, first 20 people. And I know we already have some registered already, so it's already less. So go ahead, get registered. I look forward to seeing you live next week, and I'll talk to you guys then.